Shalom, Barakatah, to all you out there that's coming into this truth. We are the real Hebrew Israelites, and we're here to prophesy the downfall of Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nations that conspired with Esau, to that we would not remember who we were, Israel, that we would pretty much, just be bywords like niggers or Negroes or Latinos or Native Americans, that we really have no background. And, the Black Panther movie just recently came out, and, they're still trying to push the narrative that, we originated from Africa. But how the fuck did we get to Africa to begin with, Are all black people the same, like Black Panther suggests us? Do we really come from areas like Rwanda, or did we end up in Rwanda later after Jerusalem fell? You see, these are the things that one should be asking, and it's like, well, how did we get to this state that we're in? How did we end up over there, and how did we get over here? And, why is this so widely hidden, Why don't they want us to know that we're Israelites? Well, because all nations conspired together, that the name Israel shall be remembered no more. That we wouldn't even remember that we were Israelites. So they went along with the lie that the so-called white man, the Caucasian man, was the Jews, Which is why Syria today and all them other nations are getting fucked up by Esau, because they help perpetuate this lie. They have images of Cesare Borgia and Christianity, which is all around the world, because Satan, who is Esau, the adversary, was let out of his prison. I went to the four quarters of the earth to deceive the world. This is when he returned to power, as in Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. But all nations had conspired together that we would not even remember that we were Israelites, and that's why all these nations are getting fucked up now. So, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and double honors to, our shout out to the Akim that's out there push this word on the four quarters of the earth. We are the real Hebrew Israelites, unlike those fake-ass Jews, which the rest of the world who conspired with Esau knows that they're not the real Jews, but still keeps up with the lie and are getting fucked up now, because you'll hear it from others. You even hear it from Palestinians who are over there. They made videos saying blacks, you're the real Jews, we need you to return. They're begging for us to return, to be brought back, which only Yahweh Shai can do that, because he is the first and the last king. Pretty much, he is the king of kings. So he is the final king of the world, by royalty, by his rights. So I'm going to go ahead and read out of Psalm 83, because that's what this is about. Not talking about the 6-day fucking war between Syria, Golan Heights, and Israeli state. Has nothing to do with Israeli state, Levant, ISIL. Has nothing to do with the Israeli secret intelligence services, which are all Esau, Edom, Amalek. So, Psalm 83, keep not thou silent, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they hate thee, have lifted up the hand. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So, we've been hidden from the rest of the world. That blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are the real Hebrew Israelites, And then you have a confusion of face among them because, again, we've been scattered among the four quarters of the earth. Jerusalem fell in 70 A.D. Though we came back into power and we had ruled over the areas in northern Europe, still, though, Esau had returned to power. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So we were never going to remember who we were. Only Yahweh Shai would bring us back to our remembrance, which is what the Holy Spirit is doing now. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, which is where we're at right now, Esau, Edom, which is the entire world. Esau, Edom rules it. And the Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarnes. So, China took its part in that. And Gebal and Ammon, which is Japan, and Amalek. So that's those fake-ass Jews. And the Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre, which are, what you would call Palestinians area. Assur, which is Syria, also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Syria, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished Endor. They became as dung of the earth. So basically, pretty much we're dung, we're shit. We're just Indians. We're just fucking spicks. We're just fucking niggers. We're every fucking byword, every fucking hateful word. We have become the dung of the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zeba and as Zalma, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel as the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, which is what happened when Edom had returned to power, and all these nations consulted together. That we would not even remember that we were Israelites, History was rewritten, revised. They whited out the images, which the Apocrypha talks about a lot. That's why they don't want you to have the Apocrypha in the Bible. That's why most Bibles don't even have it, because they wanted to hide that from us, They have all consulted together. The Roman Catholic Church is in every fucking country. Is that the beast? No. But that is part of the system, though. Because the beast is, in fact, part of the dragon. The dragon is the revised Roman Empire. And the beast that cometh out of that, is pretty much the EU and the United Nations. And so, then you got the whore, Babylon the Great, America in particularly, is Babylon the Great. It's not the Vatican, because the Vatican's just a small little city. It doesn't have many cities, So, basically, what you got now is they're trying to keep this lie going, and that's why they put the Black Panther movie out, to just kind of, like Black Entertainment Channel and all those other things. It's just that, all blacks come from Africa. Africa, just Africa, that's it. But that's not true. But that's a lie, that all these nations were Confederate in stirring up, and that's why today, what goes around comes around, kind of like they say towards the end of the Eddie Murphy Raw movie, which we talk about a lot, towards the end of that movie, Eddie's explaining how he got all fucking jacked up and shit, man. It's like, and so his father, who was drunk at the time, he kind of like, it's like, Eddie, you never did respect me. Respect, motherfucker. That's why you got jacked up today. That's why the man punched you in your face, man, because you never did respect me. Well, that's what happened when they had consulted together. That's why Syria's getting fucked up now. That's why Iran's constantly getting fucked with. That's why fucking Libya is getting fucked with. They were all consulted together. That's why North Korea is getting fucked up right now. That's why Japan got fucked up. Atom bombs and shit. Because of something they did. Because of something they did a long time ago. What goes around comes around, Which proves that reincarnation is in the Bible, They all consulted together. That's why they're getting all fucked up now. And they're going to get even more fucked up when Yahushua returns. So we know that Damascus is the main capital of Syria, and that the Valley of Jehoshaphat, it is Syria. And where are all the nations being drawn to right now? In Syria. So, they're looking to take the kingdom of the Damascus, the kingdom of Syria from Bashar al-Assad, which is Ben-Hadad, and it says in Jeremiah 49, I will kindle a fire in the wall of Damascus, that should consume the palaces of Ben-Hadad, which means the leader of Syria. Because Ben-Hadad is another term for the leader of Syria. He was a king of Syria, so pretty much the kingdom of Syria is going to fall. to the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. But this will be what triggers World War III, the event. Because it talks about the harvest is ripened, and he's going to reapeth it. Yes. What they have sown, the reaper shall come. Oh, I'm not talking about a grim reaper. Oh, I'm talking about something much more. The one that's come to reapeth is Yahushua. And he's coming with his sickle. And he is going to fucking kill a lot of motherfuckers. And as we'll say, 2/3 are just as guilty as the Edomites, as Esau, Edom, as the heathen. They are all our enemies. 2/3 are our enemies. They were enemies of Yahushua when he was here. They plotted with Esau to get rid of him. Just the same as they're doing now. Let's get rid of those people on the streets, man. I'm offended by what they're saying, man. They're consulting together. They've taken crafty counsel against us, and that's why all this push, Esau's going to try to push the lie, but he can't anymore, so eventually, you're going to see a lot more. We know martial law is coming, and we know that more false flag events are going to happen to draw this war out, but we know that this is the hand of the Most High that's actually doing all this. Because it says, I will kindle a fire in the walls of Damascus, and it shall consume the palaces of Benadad. Syria's going to get fucked up by Esau, Edom, but it is Yahushua, Yahweh, who is causing all this. Behold, I am against thee. They were all Confederate together, so they're all getting fucked up. And that's why everything that's going on now. What goes around comes around. So I hope this has been edifying and just gives you a good look. And, like everything else, though, Esau's trying to keep the lie that we originate from Africa. We know that that's bullshit. We know that that was a place of our slavery. Egypt, if you will. And then we were moved over to New Egypt. Because remember what I said before, that the Egyptians are Hamites. And those were Hamite countries. And that most of Egypt had fled into those areas, Rwanda and Nigeria, all them places. So those are the Egyptians, the Hamites, And again, that's how we ended up over here. So, Shalom and Barakatah to all you that are coming in. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. Despite what you look like, if you have the spirit to receive this prophecy, then you're an Israelite. Shalom.